Hello. Oh shoot. You didn't see that. Ooh. Alright, where's Sino? What's up? I'm sorry! I have to do display capture because of the fact that, for some reason, Genshin won't capture through, game capture. On OBS.
We're way behind
So
schedule.
we have to do it, slight scuff. Further down?
Next on the agenda.
Imagine not using a god. Merc. Oh, you saw the fact that he's not using Nihita. I'm assuming Mina don't got that god. Yeah, we all have Nihita. I recently got her to level 80, which is great. I was doing a little bit of resource grinding while off stream.
What are you looking for, Sino?
Here it is.
Here, what
Take a
is?
look right here.
Paimon
It
doesn't
looks like
see
ground.
anything.
I spent 5 years, 5 hours, not years. What the fuck? Grinding for him.
Although the traces have been completely buried in the sand, there are footprints here.
Oh.
From the size and shape, they belong to an adult male. This
All right.
pattern is a common one from this
Have a
area.
nice time, Mina.
Local shoes. This was probably someone from the village. The scent is quite faint, but still extant. The footprints head in that direction.
What does that mean? Where's my phone? Extent. Definition. Extant. The original manuscript is no longer especially if a document is still in existence, surviving. Alright. That means it's still there. It's faint, but still there.
But who would come looking for Grandpa? He doesn't have any friends.
Damn. Burn from a child.
We'd have to ask whoever lured him away with the incense.
Lured him away, so that's what happened.
Huh? So you can lure someone away with just a scent?
You get lured away all the time. Oh, away by food all the time.
Hey, what's wrong with liking good food? Everyone's got something they love in life.
Yeah, but not everyone goes into dangerous situations just because they saw a meat roast.
Exactly. Most scholars are fond of incense, since the smell supposedly helps them clear their minds and discover new knowledge.
More like it makes them trip.
Even deep within the clutches of madness, they still yearn for their knowledge-seeking days, and will follow the scent whenever it presents itself.
No, Grandpa.
So, someone's taking advantage of their weakness? Huh. Still, why would anyone want to... Are the rumors really true?
The only lead we have so far.
The disappearance of all the mad scholars have something to do with the radicals?
It's highly likely.
Please, you have to save my Grandpa. Grandpa's never done anything wrong. Please help him.
Sounds like we'd better help get him back. Don't you worry, Isak. We won't let...
Let's head to Aru Village and inform Candace and the others about what we learned here. After that, we'll set off to find the scholar.
Alright, back to the chief's house.
Next on the agenda... Next on the agenda... We're way behind schedule.
Let's go. Oh, is that Dia?
Right. The darker fabric definitely looks a lot better. That'd be my choice, too.
We're back, Candace! We've got a lot to tell you.
Ah, welcome back. Sounds like everyone's friends already.
Oh, Dia's here too!
You bet. So, everything goes smoothly?
Reasonably.
Alhaitham didn't go with you?
We haven't seen him at all.
Huh. I saw him around the village entrance earlier and figured he was investigating with you. I guess he must have gone off. Did you find out anything you... I see. So someone used a kind of incense to lead the exiled scholars away from the village. The resurrection of King Deshret? First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars are fond of it, but as you can see, there aren't many scholars still studying around these parts. No seller would be able to make a profit here. Not to mention making incense is a labor-intensive process. You won't see anybody in the desert with the patience to make or sell something that requires that kind of effort. It seems someone from beyond the wall must have been supporting this.
Makes sense.
So what should we do then? Do we go back to the academia and search for leads there?
How about we go find out where Alhaitham is? We really shouldn't have people going off on their own right now.
If it was any other day, that would be your next logical step. But today, you've got me on your team, so you get an extra tip. Didn't you say that the villager got his news from the tavern? Well, I also like to drink at the tavern, so I know a thing or two about these radicals he mentioned.
If Paimon remembers correctly, the lead...
Ah, yeah. Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, Enger, the wide-eyed butcher, and Jabari, the duck-tailed bearded crook. The whole lot of them are known around these parts.
What are these naming conventions?
These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in King Deshret. Way they see it, King Deshret's resurrection is their only chance at overthrowing the academia. Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change the way of life here in the desert. Anyway, that's my guess why they've chosen to become radicals.
Tia! You're amazing! You really know this...
But Dia, Dia's winking at me. Maybe I should stay quiet.
No merc can afford to slack off on gathering intelligence. Every mora I've spent in the tavern has been a valuable investment.
Let's head out.
Now hold on, you're staying right here, Sino.
Why?
Aru Village is not a big place. Outsiders stand out here like a sore thumb. I'd bet word about you has already gotten out. The desert is unforgiving, so the way of life here is also a lot tougher than on the outside of the wall. You survive on making connections out here. Compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual fighting skills to speak of. But that also makes it a whole lot easier for me to gain the locals' trust.
Hmm?
I need to go around and ask some questions, but it'll be difficult if you're with me. Good, then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Rebot with me, and we'll try our best to figure out where the Mad Scholars have been taken. Sino, you'll have to...
Alright, sounds like a plan.
Ah. She knows what's going on. It's over here. I saw something glittering. Oh, it's this. Alright, I got a new thingy. This thing. Cool. Alright, to Caravan Rebut. And cutscene.
Well, here we are again.
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Paimon's amazed every time we see the wall of Samiel. How can a wall this tall even exist?
I know what you mean. I had the same question every time I walked this way when I was a kid. Also, why is this high wall here?
Water.
And can a wall really block sandstorms? It was only after I grew up that I realized the wall of Samiel isn't just there to keep out the sandstorms. It serves a more important purpose, keeping out people like us. Sumeru is run by wise and mighty sages. To them, us desert dwellers are nothing but tools that can be used and discarded at their whim. We're cheap labor, like livestock, but easier to control. Nothing more. Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. The academia believes we're underserving.
That's undeserving, not underserving. Wait. Maybe this is a word that I don't know? Right. Undeserving. Yeah, it's undeserving. Weird.
Geniuses like Sataria are one in a million. The other children never get a single chance to try and rewrite their fate. Even though the academia knows very well that we're humans, just as they are.
That's terrible.
I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
I understand how she feels, but I hope she doesn't do anything drastic here.
Yeah. You're not thinking about doing anything scary?
No, not at all. This place just gets me thinking, that's all. Besides, we're here to procure information, aren't we?
Yep, we gotta catch those.
I'm on. Shut up.
Shh. Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so be careful what you say. We don't want anyone to find out what we're here for. Our mission started the moment
so
we
don't
arrived.
stop
Let's go check out
monologuing.
the tavern, maybe.
So I'm mostly saying that to Paimon, because since Paimon can't keep her trap shop.
next on the agenda?
Just our luck. None of them are here today.
You mean, you don't see anyone you know?
Dia, is that you? What a coincidence. You here for a drink too?
Zaki. Finally, a friendly face.
Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another land?
Hello, nice to meet you.
Hello, I'm Zaki. Dia's, how would you put it? Drinking buddy?
We've had drinks together a few times. You could say we go back a ways. Anyway, as far as my friends here, they aren't too shabby, are they? You rarely see any Outlanders so friendly and respectful nowadays.
Absolutely. Much better than those people on the other side of the wall. So, Dia, are you looking for someone?
Yeah. Have you seen Enger, Delavar, or Jabari recently?
Of course I have. Matter of fact, we were all here drinking together just a few days ago.
I've got a spice trading deal from another nation. I thought maybe Delavar and his friends might be interested. Know where I could find him?
Ah, how thoughtful of you. Then I assume you also know that Delavar's been having a hard time making ends meet these days. So, you came here to help him out?
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret. Y'all at Caravan Rebot are like family. If there's more to be made, why not do it together? Besides, Delavar and his friends have muscle. They'd be a good fit for escorting the goods.
Yes, how considerate of you. Delavar's my friend too, so of course I can take you to him. Come with me.
All right. This guy's not shady at all. That was sarcasm, by the way.
We're way behind schedule.
Okay. Do-do-do-do-do. Sorry, Nahida, but I need movement.
It's time to pull the trigger. Take it easy.
Are we there yet?
Yep, this is the place.
This place
No one
is
here.
practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on. A wild stab in the
I
dark.
knew it. Get you, dude.
You're like lambs to the slaughter.
It's an ambush!
No shit.
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aru village? The boys have kept a close eye on you from the moment you set foot there. Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar, I also know that you've teamed up with people from the academia to look for the missing scholars.
So, you've been watching us from the very beginning?
Uh-oh. Paimon knew leaving Sino behind was a mistake!
Shut up, Paimon.
And you left the strongest one in the village, didn't ya? Who do you think you are? You really thought we'd fall for your little business deal nonsense?
So you and Delavar have been partners all along.
Dia, I guess it's only natural for a traveling mercenary like you to be out of the loop. Those of us who hang around the tavern have stronger bonds than you think. But you got one thing right. We're all looking forward to an uprising in Sumeru. There's nothing more we'd like to see than the desert folk overthrowing the academia.
If that's the case, then I'm sure Delavar wouldn't miss a second of it.
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the Wall of Samiel would have convinced me that you're one of us.
Delavar, And Edgar, you're here too, huh?
Long time no see, Miss Mercenary. You should have known the traitors are what us followers of King Deshret despise the most.
I'm sorry, but his voice kind of sounds silly. So I can't really take him seriously.
Dia, I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand why King Deshret is greater than the Dendro Archon. Little did I know, you don't deserve to join us.
Yeah, gee, what a missed opportunity. Adopting radical views and kidnapping innocent scholars, all because of some baseless rumors. Anything else I'm missing out on?
See? There you have it. Mercenaries are just a bunch of faithless scum with only one thing on their minds. Mora. Pathetic. You're all like a pack of street rats.
Shut the fuck
You're
up.
not wrong. Mercenaries are driven by Mora, and my faith lies with whoever's paying me. As long as there's a profit to be made, anyone can become my friend.
Enough talking! Get him!
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
I feel like she's putting on a ruse even right now.
Following orders.
Busted.
For Rex Lapis! No touching! There is no escape! Torn to oblivion!
Alright, there we go.
Impossible!
Delete them and...
How could you?
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? How did you say it? It's only natural for a traveling mercenary like me to be out of the loop. I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no real fighting skills, correct? I mean, that is what I said after all. And of course you would believe everything he reported. The only thing you know about me is that I'm a mercenary, but you've never seen me in action. Even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, you believed that Candace was the only one doing all the real fighting. That so-called Flame Mane is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. She just uses her connections to gain the trust of others. That's what you thought, right?
Ugh. You lied in the village because you figured that we'd have people watching you.
And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all thought you were so smart. Pathetic.
Damn.
Okay, that should be all of them.
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in Aru Village?
No task can be done without preparation. I just happened to notice a couple suspicious-looking people while you were out investigating.
Oh, but instead of catching them right away, you let them report back.
And thus lead us to their bosses.
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries. If we want to get the real catch, we have to be patient and give it some time.
So, those names you mentioned.
You mean the funny name she mentioned back in Uncle Ampu's house? The wide-eyed butcher, scar-riddled bandit?
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Edgar and Delavar like to talk themselves up when they're drinking. Edgar, the wide-eyed butcher, and Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, are the nicknames they came up with for themselves. Alcohol has a way of making people share what they really think. So Edgar and Delavar are always rambling in the tavern about how King Deshret is a superior deity.
What about Zaki?
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first, and then try to track him down.
So, who is the duck-tailed bearded crook?
That's what you wanted to ask when we were at Uncle Anpu's house, right? Jabari is one of the villagers you talked to. You know, the one who wanted to treat Isak and his grandpa to some food.
Wait, so he's a radical too?
No, he isn't. I just needed to tack on a random villager name to make the eavesdropper think that I was making some wild guesses based on my impressions.
Ah.
Wow, what a genius idea! Well, that's an expert
Raven.
mercenary for ya.
Ah, you're too kind. It was straight from the usual playbook, if I'm honest.
So, that thing you were saying
About what?
about how mercenaries only care about Mora.
Does that bother you?
I don't think you're that kind of
What
person.
makes you so sure?
Because even without an employer, you're still helping us out.
Dia, do you dislike the Dendro Archon like the other desert folk?
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice things about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad. I can understand her devotion and gratitude. Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. There's no way a god would be so involved in the lives of everyday people, unless they were truly compassionate.
I've begun to realize that the sages are behind everything that's happened recently. The radicals' blind belief in King Deshret, making the Dendro Archon out to be an enemy. It's all the academia's trickery.
But I see through it all. And unlike them, I can never be hostile towards anyone who's never done anything wrong.
Dia.
Anyway, looks like we're done with business here. Traveler, lend me a hand. Let's tie him up and bring him to the village.
Alrighty. Paimon really needs to learn how to keep a secret and not immediately reveal why we're there the moment we get there.
This should be all of them. I'll let you take it from here.
All right. I'll be in touch. Until then, please stand by.
It really doesn't help when you're trying to sneak in a place or trying to do something undercover.
Candace, do you need any help?
Candace will be okay on her own. I trust her, so you can too. She's been guarding Aru village for quite some time now. If anyone is qualified to question the offenders, it's her.
While I'm questioning them, why don't you pass some time by exploring the area?
Okay.
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler. As for these idiots, let's just hope they live to see another day.
Am I so small? Zoom in, damn it. There is seriously something wrong with my mouse. Because this whole time, I've only been having my mouse go in one direction. And, well, you could see how that worked out. Alright, we were gonna wait. Yeah. Kitty!
Hey, Dia!
Right on time. We'll know any moment now.
Paimon's been wondering. You seem to know Candace pretty well. Have you been friends for a long time?
We've known each other for some time now. She's a pretty interesting person. Even though she's an extremely strong warrior, she never misuses her powers against others.
Aw, that's great!
Oh, Paimon knows what you mean. Like a lot of martial artists say, never take the fight outside the ring.
Yep, I guess you can put it that way. It takes strong convictions to be as dedicated as she is, and shoulder that kind of responsibility. Us mercs, on the other hand, we pretty much live from one day to the next.
Well, Paimon thinks you're great too.
Really? Thanks for that.
Oh, Sino.
Oh, Sino's here, and he's pretty early too.
Yes, I was here yesterday to help out a little.
To help out? By doing what?
Paimon, do you ever just stop to think? Or is there really just empty space in that head?
Sharing some interrogation techniques.
Obviously.
Oh, you mean you taught Candace some more persuasive methods?
Right.
Come on in, everyone. Come on, let's go inside.
Like, what else would he help with? Cat, you're in front of my screen. And touching buttons. Don't touch buttons.
Candace, where? Whoa, you look furious.
Do I? Huh. What gave it away? Oh, there's no mask that can hide true bloodlust. Cover up your eyes, and it'll still show itself at the corners of your mouth. Perhaps I need to work on my composure. Still, it's perfectly understandable why I'm angry. I'm sure everyone present would agree.
Yes, ma'am.
Please, don't beat us anymore. We're gonna die.
Well, looks like Sino taught her well.
Mastered it really quickly, too.
You fear death yourselves, yet you do not hesitate to place the lives of others at risk. The absurdity is mind-boggling.
It's called selfishness.
The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the village keepers. They are vital members of our community, and some even count them as family. You come here to my village, and you treat my people as nothing more than stepping stones towards your goal. Tell me, what would you do to you in my position?
Mercy! Please have mercy!
You've made your bed. We may all be desert dwellers, but there's one thing that I understand better than you. The resurrection of King Deshret will only result in war. And war serves no one. The people of Aru Village care little about which god is in power. Life may be tough and tiring, but we wish to preserve our way of life. A war would only cause us to lose all that we have. And that is not a responsibility that you can afford to shoulder.
We understand. We're sorry. I'll tell you everything I know. Please, just let us go.
I'm listening.
You might not believe this, but it wasn't us who came up with this idea. Someone was spreading rumors in the tavern. That's how we ended up hearing about King Deshret's resurrection. Some Mystery Man told us that mad scholars will make the perfect sacrifice to usher in King Deshret's resurrection. They give their lives, and we can get anything we wish for.
They're called village keepers. Slip up again, and you'll regret it.
Yes, sorry. It was all that Mystery Man's doing. He told us to spread the word about King Deshret's resurrection, and talked us into helping him. In return, I'm not sure.
That's one.
Huh? What?
Strike. You get a total of 3. Then, you die by my hand.
Oh my.
Wait, I'm telling the truth. We don't know anything. It was all him.
2.
He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junction outside the village. Then the mystery guy takes them from there. You gotta believe me, please. I'm telling the truth, I swear. Just ask them if you don't believe me.
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
Do you have any idea who this mystery person might be?
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his name right away. I'm not risking another beating to keep his secrets. No way. That guy, he wears a cloak, and he's always careful to cover his face. He calls himself King Deshret's envoy.
I believe I may know what's going on.
Uncle Anpu? What do you mean?
Did Sino beat them up?
Smooth.
Okay, speak.
Making it so then they can't overhear.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery man they speak of could be from the academia.
No shit.
Some time ago, people from the academia attempted to take the village keepers away. I refused, insisting that they are part of our community. It strikes me now that this secretive character shares the same goal they had.
Yeah. It's really... It's almost like they're the same
it's highly
people.
likely that the academia was purposely spreading a false rumor to trick the radicals into delivering the village keepers right into their hands. They were the ones who brought them here to begin with. Now they're trying to take them back? We aren't gonna let that happen.
Not the academia again.
In Sumeru City, Sataria was also mentioned. King Deshret's resurrection is just the academia's misinformation campaign.
Just as I thought. But what could they want with the village keepers?
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the academia. A change in their plans likely means they found another way to exploit the scholars.
Kitty! Man, I wish I had a door.
Regardless, our top priority now is locating the village keepers.
You're right. Isak is still waiting for news on his grandpa.
Then I could, you know, close the door on the cats so then they can't bother me while I'm streaming, but you know.
Time to go. Let's leave the village and try to track them down.
Yes. Pack up and get
You got it. Candace, I'll let you deal with the radicals. Leave everything outside the village to us.
All right.
Let's meet back here once everyone's ready.
Yeah. I wonder how long it'll take to get us all caught up. Probably a while. Probably not during this stream. Oh well. I hate that Genshin is fucking in light mode. It burns my eyes every time a loading screen happens.
Let's get some food in us and then we'll... Whoa! Where did you come from?
Well, as you can see, I am merely sitting here and reviewing what we have deduced thus far.
You were gone for ages! And now you're suddenly sitting here musing to yourself? Where have you been anyway?
Paimon. Please try to use the brain in there. I know you have one.
Hey, what's with the silence?
You never think things through before asking questions. I'm giving you some time to make up for that.
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname!
Go ahead, I won't stop you.
There's just nothing super obvious to pick with this guy. It makes it so hard.
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time. So clearly, I stayed in the village to investigate. Anyway, you plan to leave Aru Village and keep searching for the truth of this matter, yes?
But you did leave the village. No one could find you.
Yep. We're not gonna find out anything more by staying here, so we thought that we might as well take the search elsewhere. Enough with the silent treatment!
Maybe he's giving us time to think.
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with him.
Alhaitham, you haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru Village. Bold of you to question our choices.
That's true.
You're all talk!
Shut up, Paimon.
While you were investigating, I had my own work to do, which I've now finished.
Really? Paimon doesn't believe you.
Paimon?
To be honest, we aren't really a team, so I have no obligation to inform you of my whereabouts.
Yeah.
Not to mention that going separate ways allowed me to find some important information that you all had missed.
I'm finding myself agreeing with Alhaitham here.
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone. But before that, you need to understand where she's coming from.
What does that mean?
How do you think the residents of Aru Village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word the villagers tell us?
You mean some of them lied to us?
Hiding the truth does not necessarily equate to lying. Again, these people have their reasons. Remember what Candace said? Most people in Aru Village don't necessarily care which deity is in charge of Sumeru. That's because whether King Deshret or the Dendro Archon has power is of little significance to them. By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share everything they know with you without good reason. That's why you believed there was no further information to be found in this village.
So you're saying we can find new info from someone we've already spoken
Glad you're
to?
following along. Among those you have talked to, there's someone who was consciously keeping you out of the loop. In fact, she's been observing your every move since you arrived. The reason being, to someone who only wants to live their life in peace, any external factors introduce unpredictability into the equation.
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes. You look like a real fighter.
Don't change the subject.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Sino's authority and strength.
Yeah.
Right. You were asking about the the mad scholars.
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are King Deshret fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could easily make herself the radicals' next target.
I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed pretty early, so I'm not too familiar with what goes on at night.
Remember? She made a point of denying her involvement in anything that occurs at night.
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little strange, they've helped me in the past. If it weren't for them, my house would have collapsed long ago.
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru village at night. In other words, the young miss was very much awake during that time.
Then why would she lie?
By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention to herself. As for why she might be so wary about all this, maybe you should ask her.
I'll pass on this one. You said that she is afraid of me. If so, it's best if I stay out of this.
We're on it!
Yeah. I'm sorry, what is this quest called? Cry from the Elazar Hospital. Yeah, it's pretty cold in Genshin. Cat, move your butt. Yep.
Miss Shawnee, as we discussed earlier, I've brought someone with me.
Mr. Alhaitham, I'm aware of where you stand, but how can I make sure that your friends think the same as you?
Huh? What do you mean?
Go ahead and talk to her. You'll get the answers you want. Go on. Earn her trust.
Is it really that simple?
Yes. Just let me talk.
Traveler?
Sure thing, Miss Shawnee.
Hi, Traveler. I want to ask you something.
Sure.
Do you think the resurrection of King Deshret can truly change Sumeru for the better?
No.
Why's that?
Because it'll only result in conflict.
That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends. That's why I'm willing to talk to you, even though I do have some reservations. Before, I wouldn't even have the courage to ask something like this. Traveler, do you believe our lives will get better?
I can't promise anything, but I'll do the best I can.
We came here from another nation, so it isn't wrong of you to be weary. And we aren't really residents of any one nation. But even so, we've met lots of people from different places, and we've always fought for what we believed in. We have friends in Sumeru, and we want to help them. That's why we decided to stay here for a while.
I want to trust you. My apologies for posing my questions like that. To be honest, I didn't expect you to come back for more information.
Alhaitham told us you have your reasons. It's okay. We understand.
Alright, Paimon using her brain for once. I knew you could do it.
The fact is that only one side of my family is desert folk. I don't really fit in anywhere in Sumeru. Some believe in the Dendro Archon, while others believe in King Deshret. I don't belong to either side, and neither side would want me.
Speaking of which, the radicals mentioned that they despise traitors. Do they just think that anyone who's different from them is a traitor?
Yeah. Some people can be so narrow-minded when it comes to bloodline and beliefs. It makes no difference what I say or how I behave. I'll always be suspected of having ulterior motives.
Yeah.
Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. I pretended not to hear or see anything. All I want is to live my life in peace. And then it happened. The village keepers who had helped me disappeared with no explanation, and I didn't dare breathe a word about it to anyone. Until now.
You can tell them. I'm sure she'll keep your secret.
Yeah, I can keep a secret. Paimon can't, though. But I'll make sure she doesn't say anything.
Alright. I'll tell you what I told Alhaitham. I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most. Sometimes, I hear strange crying sounds in the night.
There are ghosts?
No!
Perhaps. I'm not sure. It's faint, but it's definitely the sound of crying. It comes from far away in the distance, and always carries very raw emotion. It used to be louder and more frequent, but ever since you arrived in the village, it doesn't seem to happen as often, and when it does, it's much quieter. I have to focus really hard to make it out.
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty. They also have someone with a good ear, and he's heard similar sounds at night. But because we're in the middle of a desert, he would rather believe that they are the cries of beasts than ghosts.
There's really nothing around these parts, except for an old hospital not far from the village.
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar, but it's been abandoned for years.
Yeah, let's go!
Go check out the hospital. Alright. That'll at least get us closer. Oh, Sealy! Okay, okay. Oh. Those are hilly turtles. And those are bandits.
Access denied. We're way behind schedule.
Treasure.
Gotcha. Shine down. Ha! Ha! Illusion shattered.
All right.
Is this the place? It's in terrible shape. And there's sand.
Yeah. Name. Oh wait, right. I was gonna change party setup.
We'll need a strategy.
Empty and forgotten. An ideal place to hide people.
Monsters! Watch out!
Inazuma shines eternal! Ha!
Let's get rid of these guys real quick.
Illusion shattered! Blaze over!
Allow me! Covenant of the Deep!
we did it.
They were easier to deal with than Paimon had expected.
What were you even expecting?
Super strong bandits? Or monsters taller than buildings dropping out of the sky? Or, you know, something like that.
Paimon, I know you used your limited brain cells that you had earlier, but I really need you to try and use it again.
He looks super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
This is the one.
And like that, the way forward has been revealed.
Let's go in and take a look.
Carefully search the abandoned hospital.
Hey, I hate the...
Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then... I'm taking a break.
And just like that, he sits down. Wait, he even brought a book to read?
Of course. Always have a book on hand. You never know where you're gonna have a surplus of time on your hands.
What are you reading? Let Paimon see.
Paimon, that's rude. He's reading. Leave him alone.
Okay, sure.
Huh? The natural position, which is the positional propensity of an entity in natural motion in contrast with an object in forced motion? Huh? When free from external influences, every entity displays the tendency to follow its natural trajectory?
So, you got that?
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya!
Paimon, that was rude.
How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this.
It's not an impossible book. You just can't read. You know, it wouldn't kill you to read a book once in a while either. Maybe it's time you spread your wings and become learned.
Hey, what good is that gonna do for you? You're acting like one of those annoying grown-ups who go around nagging people to focus on their studies.
The more you learn, the more money you can earn to support me.
Hey, what gives? Shouldn't you be the one providing for Paimon?
No. Isn't that what I'm doing now?
Oh, right. Okay then. Thank you for working so hard and earning so much more. If it weren't for you, Paimon would probably still be floating around in the ocean somewhere.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's like I'm the only one who takes care of you or something. You're welcome, I guess. Yeah, I can't see Paimon as anything but
Paimon's getting so
kid.
sleepy.
A child. She is a child. Floating child. And that's it.
Huh? What was that sound?
There it is. It's coming from that direction.
Is the sound coming from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
It's from below.
But there's no way we can get down there.
Yeah, it's called moving the piece of wood.
Something is off about the interior here.
Like that.
As I thought. There's a hidden structure.
Wow. It's like they tucked another hospital into this one. Oh, it looks like there are other mechanisms around.
Yes. It's in dark mode for once. Huh? Well, nowhere to go but down, I guess. Or not. You gotta look around more. Maybe find the key to that cabinet. Bro, why are you staring? There's one. Oh, there's another.
Next on the agenda.
We're gonna need Animo and Dendro.
You called?
Animo and Dendro.
Time to broaden the horizons.
Okay. Cause you can?
That's close enough.
Fair enough.
I'll be back. Where do you think you're going?
No, that's not what I meant to do. Okay. Not this far out. How about over here?
We're way behind schedule.
Okay, why is that like that? Boom. Oh! I hope Xiao didn't die. He is A-okay, that's good.
Useless.
Let's bring out the my other claymore user.
Got a job for me?
Give. I think I'm good on healing items, actually. Cat! Don't turn off my monitor! See, what she does is my cat will wedge herself under the monitor because she knows that if she puts pressure under there, it'll turn the monitor off. And then I'll have to pay attention to her. Why wasn't it allowing me to use T to get up here? That's weird. Shit, I don't have Kokomi.
Insolent. For Rex Lapis.
I see everything.
You asked for it. Let's get it on. Ha! Born of ice and frost.
You know, not bad for a team that I haven't built.
There's nothing wrong with reaping a reward every now and then.
Not really, anyway. But okay, let's get out Kokomi.
All is accounted for.
My favorite mermaid.
Access denied. Born of ice and frost. We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda, no touching. This is long overdue. Shine down.
Turret, bring refuge. Hold the line.
Did this bug out and there's just a random ass dead hilichurl there?
There's nothing wrong with reaping a reward every now and then.
There's another dead hilichurl. Okay. Yeah, he's really dead. Okay. How am I? I'm doing okay. All things considered. I'm always running out of fucking ores. So anytime I see an ore, I must grab it.
There is no escape. Book alive. Illusion shattered.
Just a whole bunch of scorpions? Okay.
Perhaps whoever left these behind was also fulfilling a contract.
Got you.
Next
Wondering
on the
where that
agenda.
one was. It's like right here.
Born of ice and frost.
Is that a cat in a box? I'm not running out of meat right now, though. No, weasel! Yes, that is so cute. I love the cats in boxes. Holy mother of scorpions. God forgives us all. No, thank you. One... Wait, what? One flew over the sick man's rest. There was one survivor who got away. Huh. If I ever got a cat, I'm going to get a box for a bed in the box.
My people are used to the desert life, but still, I hope that one day they'll be able to find an oasis of their own and leave the sandstorms behind for a better life.
I can't see my screen very much because there's a cat in the way.
Let's go get ourselves some answers.
Finally, I can fucking use it again. Eh? Huh. Having the loading thing right there.
Quietly now. Game's up. Time's over.
All hail!
Good to know. Yelan can attack enemies even if I can't see them.
Shine down! Rest and rebuild! Covenant of the Deep! I've been waiting for you for ages.
Let's go get ourselves some.
There is no escape! waiting for you for ages. Everyone hold hands.
Alrighty. Oh, now we can move around. Emergency notice. Patient Abbas, male, 23 years old, mole on the left side of forehead and left-handed. While his condition remains very serious, survival will be difficult without professional medical care. The patient's survivability, once found, immediately inform. Don't give up, stay positive. All beings are under the watchful eye of the divine, so don't ever give up. The rest of the document has been rendered unreadable by weathering. No, I'm not playing Fortnite. Keep a balanced diet, rest regularly, and maintain a good mood. Monday, minty bean soup. Curry, shrimp, pan puri, dinner. Okay, so these are the records of the patients. I will never play Fortnite. It's just not a game I'm interested in.
Look, there's someone over there.
We need to be careful.
Good idea. Let's approach him slowly without alarming him.
Wait.
Oh, I wanted you to play Fortnite, sussy baka. I'm telling you, father, we're getting a divorce. Whose divorce? What in the... I have no idea what's going on right now. What are you talking about? What's going on? I don't get it. I'm not married.
You're...
What?
He can't speak, and his eyes are unfocused.
I'm hella confused too.
Grandfather.
I don't know what's going on. This person is alarming me.
Also, why is he the only one here?
Didn't expect to see him here.
You know him?
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the academia.
He's a scholar too? Is he the kind that holes up in a forest and mumbles stuff about training?
No. And that's the problem. Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest, let alone reach Satyavada life.
If all you're here to do is make me confused, you've succeeded. Cat, stop. No. Let go of my keyboard. So how did he become like this?
Leaving that question aside for the moment, him being here alone means that we might be too late. Looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. Perhaps they simply didn't have time to come back for him.
Please don't spam my chat. Thank you. Anyway.
There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that was loaded with something heavy.
My favorite food is tacos. And watermelon, but not together. Those two foods do not go together.
Loaded with people?
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry, as if they were afraid of being caught. The symptoms are identical. Looks like we found living proof.
Huh? Why do you say that?
Allow me to jog your memory. Recall your time at Port Ormos.
All jokes aside, cool stream. Ah, thank you.
Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Oh, right, that guy. That guy who witnessed forbidden knowledge.
Oh, now that you mention it, they're acting the same way.
Correct. The academia is behind all of this.
Do you play Valorant by any chance? I can't play Valorant. I've tried, but it eats up. It creates a lot of unnecessary files on my computer and just bloats it up. And I literally cannot play it because then my computer can barely run at all. So unfortunately, I will not be playing Valorant either. Do you have the... What? Is that even a sentence? What are you carrying? Yeah, unfortunately. Rip to my PC.
It isn't difficult to deduce.
Oh, you
the
were talking about
rationale.
Valorant. About the carry.
First, the academia spread a false rumor of King Deshret's resurrection, emphasizing
my.
the role of the village keepers, the mad scholars who were exiled to Aru village. These rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals needed, and those based in Aru village leapt into action. Unbeknownst to them, of course, through rounding up the scholars, they were actually helping the academia.
It means, do you have the Super Saiyan Goku Ultra Instinct Mega Giga? Is that even a sentence? Yeah, exactly 1 terabyte HDMI cable when Tetris H. I don't understand what's going on at all. Like, I understand what's going on in Genshin, but in my chat, I have no idea. No clue.
As well as being able to exploit the radicals for their own ends, this scheme has one further advantage to the academia. All the risks and responsibilities are offloaded onto King Deshret's followers. Life for the desert dwellers has been brutal ever since King Deshret's death all those years ago. Beneath the surface, feelings of desperation are widespread. Many would give everything they have for the prospect of something better. Anyone looking to exploit that for their own ends simply needs to make a few empty promises. Even if complications arise, people will see that those involved are all followers of King Deshret and look for no further explanation than differences of belief. A deep-seated mistrust of the desert and everyone in it by the rest of Sumeru will make sure of that.
Alright, can you guys stop talking about poop? Please. Also, no to the Discord. I don't usually talk that much in Discord. I just use it for updating stream stuff. So that would be a no. And I happen to like Genshin Impact.
The notion of an academia plot wouldn't even cross their minds. It may seem like a simple strategy, but it is able to work wonders under Sumeru's current circumstances.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's in line with the village chief's theory, too. But there's still one very important question. Wasn't it the academia that brought the scholars to Aru village in the first place? Why does it want them back now?
Throughout this process, one thing has changed. The scholars' identity. First, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were exiles. And finally, they become missing persons.
My favorite game, aside from Genshin, is Hollow Knight. It's a 2D platformer that has a lot of great puzzles, a lot of great challenging bosses, great exploration, great music, visuals, love it. Can't get enough. Yeah, I'm not answering that. Alright, I'm gonna need you to tone down the cringe a bit. You are starting to make me feel uncomfortable. And I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed.
An exile is still patently a living, breathing human being. But when someone becomes a missing person, that is brought into question.
I'm still trying to do the God Home ending. I really want to do that because it's the most challenging part of the game right now. Because I've pretty much managed to beat everything else in the game. So, I'm still working on that. Me. I'm the one who's annoyed. I just said that.
If you can't find someone, you have no way of knowing what exactly happened to them. That makes missing people an ideal resource.
You don't know what the God Home ending is? Then again, it was Captain Loaf who said that he's done 112% of Hollow Knight. So... yeah, it's an ending in Hollow Knight where you get to defeat all the bosses in a boss rush and then defeat the Radiance, the big boss of the thing. Only all her attacks do 4 masks of health. It's called the Absolute Radiance.
Resource? For what exactly?
One possibility is that the information in their brains could be extracted into knowledge capsules.
Shit.
Extracted? You mean canned knowledge comes from people's brains?
Yeah, it is really tough.
With the technology of the Sumeru Academia, it's entirely possible.
Alright, the next person who starts talking about poop is getting muted. This is... I am now annoyed. Like, it's funny at first, but the more you keep saying it, the less funny it gets.
Perhaps the process caused them great suffering, which is why they cry out in the dead of night, when no one is watching them.
So, the human brain... Nope, nah, Paimon doesn't want to think about this.
Alright, a burger delivery? You are continuously going past a boundary that I have set. So that is something that I need to address. You have been timed out. I think Burger is more of a naughty child. Yes. I'm getting the impression that he is not. I'm getting the impression he's a teenager and doesn't know how to act.
With their projects.
But interacting with minors makes me feel very uncomfortable. So that is a hard boundary no. And because he's giving off that impression, if he keeps it up, I'm going to have to ban him. Aside from that chaos, favorite boss in Hollow Knight? Well, when it comes to difficulty, I'd say the Radiance. Because boy, that fight is difficult, but it's really fun too. But when it comes to fun, as in just fun overall to fight, I'd say
the divine knowledge capsule were extracted from his mind, but something went wrong in the process.
I'd say Hornet. I like fighting Hornet. Hornet's fight is fun.
Or perhaps his curiosity got the better of him, and he used such a capsule for himself.
Hyman's a little confused. Can they just use anyone's brain?
I'd say for me, Nightmare King Grim is the most painful boss for me. Oh yeah, that fight's really hard. It took me like a month in order to finally beat that fight. Actually, it took me about 3 days of constantly just going at it. Mine would be Pure Vessel. Oh yeah, Pure Vessel. I haven't actually gotten that far up in Godhome yet in order to do the Pure Vessel, but I've heard good things. No, that can't be right. Most of the mad scholars made contact with the divine consciousness in the forest. That's what the academia is after. It's also safe to assume that this knowledge has something to do with the Fatui, the Doctor, and also the Balladeer. They're using divine knowledge capsules in order to turn the Balladeer into a god.
The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer.
The academia needs people who have been exposed to the divine consciousness.
That's right. To some scholars, gaining knowledge about the gods is their entire life's pursuit. Extracting canned knowledge is just one of the extreme measures they turn to. However, I can't help but wonder, what do they seek to gain from divine knowledge? The academia is going out of their way to look for forbidden
Potter.
knowledge. But what is their ultimate goal?
I've put 5 days into that boss. I was so happy when I finally beat the boss. Then I ran into it later when I go to the Pantheon. Yeah. That's great.
I've spent quite some time trying to analyze the contents of the divine knowledge capsule, but to no avail. It seems like my way of thinking is too different from theirs.
You mean you're not even slightly interested in getting your hands on this forbidden stuff?
The reason you have a wrench is because you're a mod, Crow. You've been modded. Since you've always done a really good job modding my Twitch, I figured that it would be a good move. Also, burger delivery. In my Discord server, there is a do not DM unless okay. And obviously you didn't read the rules. Burger delivery, you have a lot of growing up, it seems, to do, it seems. But this is not the place for that. You have repeatedly ignored and gone past my boundaries, and so I am unfortunately going to have to bring down the banhammer. This is the first time I've had to do this, and I really didn't want to. But I will not have someone blow right past my boundaries, especially when I've already informed you multiple times what my boundaries are. And with the whole thing of you DMing me, when it says in my rules not to do that, it is the only thing I can do right now. This behavior is not okay. Also, I'm not a miss. There is literally a rules channel the moment you join. Oh, that just removed the message. Hmm. Thank you, Crow. Or Pat. Whoever, which one of my mods did that. But nothing of what he has said is okay. Claiming to have dementia when things aren't going his way. Repeatedly going past my boundaries. DMing me when it says clearly in my rules not to. Completely skipping past my rules. That just tells me that he is not going to respect my boundaries. And those are important to me. So unfortunately, this is something that I had to do. I see. I know this might be rude to ask, but Crow, she has said Alex isn't a miss. So you're a boy or a girl. If you don't want to answer this, it's fine. I'm a guy. I have to change my settings. But
All scholars seek to expand the horizons of knowledge, but I'm not particularly interested in gods, so I don't share their degree of zealotry.
for now, I'm not going to look at chat. Because this is causing undue stress, and I'm trying to make this an enjoyable experience on my stream. So we're just going to go straight into the game.
Extracting information from people as if they were lifeless objects? If this is the direction of academic progress, then the academia may as well shut its doors.
Once he's not timed out, if he starts to be respectful and respect my boundaries, maybe.
Sounds like you're really against all this.
But now I am not going to look at chat. Just the game.
The Academia's actions run contrary to their rules. Whether it be academics or knowledge, everything has its boundaries. If those lines are crossed, the rules and order that govern everything in the world will be destroyed.
Wise words, I'll hate them.
This matter needs to be corrected, just like fixing a typo in a book.
Wait, didn't you step in to help because you felt sympathy for those poor people?
Not to be callous, but no. My criteria are a little more restrictive than that. There is no shortage of suffering in Sumeru, and the same can be said for the rest of Teyvat as well. What do you plan to do about that? Save every last person?
Probably not. Paimon's not sure.
Your motives are more specific and personal.
You can say that. Simply put, I don't blindly place my faith into strength or heroism. I do what I want. The Divine Knowledge Capsule is something I want to investigate in full. That doesn't mean I'm willing to take action for the sake of a few strangers.
Though he rejects the notion of greater moral responsibility, he justifies his actions because they are true to his personal motivations. Someone like him might actually make for a better ally.
Paimon's been wanting to say this for a while. There are a lot of bad guys in the Academia, but you're not one of them. You're their weirdo.
You're probably right. Though I must say, I quite enjoy this feeling of being the odd one out. Uniqueness is also an asset, is it not?
It is indeed.
Wow, that's a great way to think about it. Paimon's really impressed. If only Miss Shani had a similar mindset, her life would definitely be a lot easier.
I'm just a more likable person than her in general. There's nothing more to it than that.
He's throwing shade at her.
He won't last long if we leave him here. Let's take him with us. We'll work out our next step after we return to Aru Village.
Alright, back we go. I'm just gonna teleport.
We're back!
You must be tired. You should rest and take some water.
What's the situation?
Who's this?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather. Nevertheless, he's one of the people we're trying to find.
So, at one point in time, the abandoned Elazar Hospital served as the Academia's site for extracting divine cant knowledge.
Yep, pretty much.
Their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru Village. Yet, they fled once we were headed to the...
We may have a mole in our midst. One of us could be secretly revealing our whereabouts to the Academia.
Are our friendships that shallow?
Looks like none of you have realized wherein lies the issue.
Here to share your thoughts.
Sino, you're the reason why they can predict our movements.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Choose your next words very carefully.
It is simply a logical inference. I have my reasons.
So what you're saying is... interesting. And here I thought you were the most suspicious one, Alhaitham, since you were always acting alone.
I know. You have a point. But I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino isn't like any of us.
What are you trying to say?
Do you still remember who you are, General Mahamatra? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Before you can take action against someone, you are required to have all the facts available, including the less than savory detail. Simply put, the academia has traditionally allowed you access to a wealth of sensitive information. Knowing their modus operandi, wouldn't you expect them to take precautions against you? If you want to raise a vicious wolf, you need to make sure that you can avoid its bite.
The academia is monitoring me?
It's not that simple. The academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have a special protocol for dealing with you. Every so often comes a Nyagarbaha Day. On this day, the academia enters new information into the Akasha through knowledge capsules. I remember seeing a thick notebook next to the control panel once. Its contents were all about the General Mahamatra, his activities throughout the day, preferred methods of enacting judgment, everything.
Tell Robin I say hi.
You're saying that the academia entered my information into the Akasha too? But what's the point in doing that? My actions aren't important enough to be added into the Akasha.
The Akasha is capable of computation. The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable of predicting your movements using the data entered. When you would depart, the route you would follow, your destination. It knew all of this.
It predicted my every move.
The academia has been watching you longer than you think. However, the fact that you resigned is proof that their suspicions were well-founded.
So that's how it is. Sino adheres to his principles so strongly that he's actually a thorn in their side. Tenacity of will and steadfast faith are worthless to the academia. They need scholars who are easily pliable and mindlessly go after anything they can profit from. Sino, don't take it to heart. This just proves how much of a trustworthy ally you are.
They escaped because of me.
Don't blame yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements, then I might be able to guess where they went.
Whoa, you bounced back fast.
There is always an opportunity for safety after danger passes.
Oh, so that's how it is! If the academia is trying to avoid Sino, then the safest place would be...
One step behind him.
Yep, that's right!
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going. I must go.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys!
Please, wait! I want to go too!
No!
You want to go too? If so, you have to promise you'll stay safe.
We should not be allowing a child to go near dangerous people.
I'll be careful and not cause any trouble.
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
Yay! Let's go! Remember to pack some food with you! Paimon feels like we're missing someone, though.
There's a time and place for everything, and it is not my job to teach you when those times are. I only ask that you give everyone at least basic respect. Ah! It burns. My eyes are burning. It's on light mode. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Why does most games gotta have a white loading screen? I don't know. Honestly. No idea. I wish there was dark mode permanently. Yeah. And artifact loadouts. Fun fact, there is actually gonna be, artifact loadouts for Honkai Star Rail. They heard us. Just not doing it in the context of Genshin, unfortunately. Though I hope they do. Eventually. Maybe one day, yeah.
So, where do we go from here?
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
I know the desert like the back of my hand.
As well it can be, all things considered.
Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
Oh wait, I have to actually follow Sino. I like how he turns back just to look at me like, are you coming?
There's something here. What's this?
It's buried in the sand. Looks like we'll need to roll up our sleeves and do some work.
And Paimon thought running around everywhere was already enough work. Okay. So, we have to dig it out? Whatever's down there looks like it's buried really deep.
These are likely fragments of an Academia-developed device, something akin to a headset. Looks like there were more than one village keeper. They must have been escorted this way, because there are device fragments scattered around here. Let's split up and search the area. Chances are that we'll find other things nearby.
Is this what we're searching for? It looks kinda scary.
This is definitely a device used to extract divine knowledge.
How did it end up buried in the sand? That can't have been part of the plan. They must have been attacked along the way.
Wait, what?
Grandpa, I hope you're okay.
Don't worry, your grandpa's gonna be fine.
Razak didn't display any signs of starvation or dehydration, which means that they
Kitty
left
cat.
fairly recently.
We should be able to catch up.
One more thing. Given that the device had been entirely covered by sand, I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone far.
Cat, I cannot see. Oh, it's about time I need to feed you.
Sand is so tiring.
But you're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too?
Of course it is.
In a moment here, I might need to end stream so I can feed the cats. The kitty cats need to be fed.
Voices, over there. That sounds like an argument.
Whoa, you have really good ears.
After this cutscene, I'm going to wrap up stream.
Don't get any closer.
So then I can feed the cats and do the things I need to do.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen in.
If you had informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room for us to...
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do.
I knew it. That's our Dia.
Dia? Why would you?
It's not as it seems, child. Oh my god.
Huh? Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa?
Well, look who's here. Ain't that something?
This complicates things.
You've betrayed Aru village?
So, this is the great General Mahamatra. Dear, you'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this motley crew. Seen for yourself, I have the means and methods, and my ideals are far more admirable than theirs.
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman. You of all people should know that.
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Paimon, shut up and just listen and you'll find out the answer, I'm sure.
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing can deter us from the grand mission of resurrecting King Deshret. Once our Lord of Old returns to this land, we will have a
it's
new
these
beginning.
guys.
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than anyone. Have all your years as a merc taught you nothing about placing hopes in a ruler?
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of King Deshret. Whether I live by the edge of the sword or in peaceful comfort, my soul will always carry this conviction.
It's not too late yet. The village mad scholars aren't gonna bring King Deshret back to life.
You don't understand, my dear lady. Pursuing our faith is our purpose in life. Even if the chance of success is 1 in a million, we must be willing to give everything we have.
Even if it'll expose you to the academia? Even if they end up disbanding the Eremites? Your Eremites, which you've worked so hard for all these years?
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. The sun and the moon no longer shine here. All you see now is cracks in this desiccated land. But fate has finally dealt me a hand to play against the academia. With these scholars in our custody, we'll stomp the academia's forces and fight our way beyond the wall of Samiel.
Dude, that's not how that works.
Ridiculous. Think about it. The academia controls the entirety of Sumeru. Your powers are negligible in comparison. If you still don't believe me, then try asking these 2 men. They're also against the academia, but neither of them are as arrogant as you are.
They look more like pawns of the academia to me. Why would I listen to anything the people of Greater Lord Rukkhadevada have to say? Filthy traitors. Your god abandoned all honor and betrayed King Deshret. We desert dwellers will never trust the likes of you.
Didn't Nahida say that? Oh. Anyway.
It's impossible to communicate with someone so hostile. Perhaps we should.
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the academia?
Huh? I'll hate them?
These people have no value as bargaining chips. But I could be persuaded to take their place as your next hostage. These scholars were exiled from the academia. I, on the other hand, am their current scribe, and will be a much greater asset to you.
Wait, you can't be serious.
So, you want to trade places with the hostages, do you?
Precisely. Any wise person would gladly accept my offer.
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you instead?
Well, that would be bad luck for me. However, I'd get the chance to observe the scholars. Perhaps even find out the truth.
Think you can talk me over with that confident look of yours?
I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm using this as a means of joining forces against the Academia.
You are the scribe. What do you have against the Academia?
Not all desert dwellers believe in King Deshret, and the same applies to the Academia. Why must all knowledge seekers approve of the Academia's way of doing things?
You Academia scum. Every last one of you is nothing but a hypocrite, just like everyone else on the other side of that wall. I've made myself clear enough. I won't listen to another word from the Dendro Archon's people.
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said?
I never make empty promises.
You know you're making a dangerous decision, right?
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the followers of the Dendro Archon at their word, but what about me? Do you trust me?
We've known each other for years. Of course I do.
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty with my right arm. Come on, Raman, don't be a coward. If you're serious about taking on the Academia, you need to steel yourself. You can't be afraid.
An arm from the Flame Mane. You've piqued my interest. But what if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're mercs. And mercs don't tend to live long unless they have their wits about them.
You're not wrong, but this is different. I promised my friends that we'd bring back the village keepers together.
Let's do it right here then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen to him! He's not even trying to negotiate! He just wants to make things more difficult!
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me. Raman, I'm holding up my end of the deal here. You'd better not let me down.
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
No! Dia! What are you gonna do? Think of something!
You don't have to go this far.
That's not for you to decide.
Do it!
Shut up, Paimon.
Stop!
Yeah, I knew it.
Can't do it?
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different than cutting off my own fingers. Where's the sense in cutting my own kin to pieces? You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friends and leave. Meet me in the desert at noon tomorrow.
Yeah, a bit. I'm glad she didn't lose an arm.
I was really counting on him not going through with it.
Dia! That was crazy! Have you all lost your minds? What if he'd actually
Then I just have to hold my claymore with my left arm.
I'll be worried about you.
Okay, I'm sorry. But sometimes when you're out on a limb, you gotta double down to seal the deal, you know?
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with the likes of them. If it came down to it, you would not lose to them either.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is about more than me and them. There's a lot more where they came from. Even if we got rid of one bunch of radicals, there are others out there. Wiping them out would do more harm than good.
As you wish.
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed put and listened. I should have trusted you.
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find your grandpa, so I'll do whatever it takes.
Whatever
Ooh, a
it
time
takes.
trial.
You just might be scholar material.
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic. Perhaps a little madness is essential to be successful in research.
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself?
A bit. That's just how he is.
Okay, let's get moving. We should head back to the village and rest up.
Teleport! Ooh, what's that smell? It smells good. Smells like food. What kind of food? I don't know. Ah, fuck. I didn't mean to do that. Anyway. Alright, we're gonna wrap up stream. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And remember to be kind to others. And that includes yourself. But also remember to keep yourself accountable for the things you do wrong. As I do to myself. We're all learning through life. And we should all continue to keep learning. Have a nice day!